Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the Cultural Breakdown. So, Disney's still recovering from its overseas failure that was Little Mermaid, and it might actually be doing the same thing again. Early domestic box office prediction claims Indiana Jones and a Dial of Destiny will outperform Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. Okay, that sounds good. That's generous from this Bounding in the Comics headline. But you got to consider that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium ended up losing Disney roughly $125 million because it didn't have a good holdover from week to week. It had a poor performance overseas. And more importantly, it had such a huge budget. It was roughly $250 million budget, and that's just the regular budget. And if you consider Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, that's $295 million, so substantially more. But not only that, you got to consider that just to break even with a budget like this, you need to make in something around globally 700, maybe $800 million. So it's not enough that this movie has to do okay. It has to just do fantastic, and I don't see that actually happening right now. Go to Box Office Pro. They have the early projections for the opening weekend to be 81 to $111 million. So let's just take into account $111 million and go to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that came out in 2008. That had an opening weekend of $100 million, or just over $100 million, on a $185 million budget. So now you need to get Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny to come out with a budget of nearly $300 million and make just over that, and that's the high estimate. If you take that into consideration, I don't think that's such an ambitious thing. In fact, look at the total domestic that it's predicting for this 380 million. You need to get 380 million and actually match that globally in order to actually probably break even with this or do a slight profit. But anything like that, when they're investing this kind of money in a movie, they don't just want to do like make a few $1,000,000 off of it. I mean, you need to do well. They might try to fix the numbers and report it as in like, oh yeah, we succeeded in it, but they're going to look at it as a failure if it just breaks even. They need to do well, and I don't see with these early predictions that they can do that, especially since this doesn't have good buzz surrounding it right now. Right? Look at the critics, the early critic scores. Okay, these are the positive ones. You got a 3 out of 5 here. This is 2 out of 4, 3 out of 5 right here, 3 out of 5 right here. See, you're getting even the positive scores are just mediocre, and I think that's honestly what's going to happen. I think once this movie comes out, and we're going to start seeing audience scores. I think you're just going to see something mediocre, and for this movie to actually succeed, you need to have a strong opening weekend. You need to have good word of mouth, and you need to have people wanting to come back and see it. And not only that, it's going to be a busy summer. You got Mission Impossible coming out. You got the new Barbie movie coming out. You got Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer coming out. So there's going to be a lot of stiff competition, and this is going to be in the mix of it. And they're having to succeed on just a movie that people are saying is just okay. It doesn't have to be okay. It has to be great. And I don't see that happening with this. This might just be another long list of the duds that Disney's been producing. I don't know what they're doing over there, but someone needs to correct course because they're just having a list of failures right and left. Yeah, they might be able to make it up for it in other ways, but when they have these big blockbuster movies that they're trying to cater to, it doesn't work. And honestly, this is a completely unnecessary movie anyway. I mean, I thought Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was unnecessary, but this is like, why are they dragging Harrison Ford out? He's nearly 80, or he's like 80 years old, around that area, and they just keep doing this. I mean, yeah, he's old man Indiana Jones. We did that with Crystal Skull back in 2008. Do we really need to do that again? I mean, to me, the franchise ended with him riding off into the sunset with his dad back in 1989. Why not just leave well enough alone? This is completely unnecessary. And I think they just were so out of ideas. They just had to dust off the fedora again and give it back to him, and just for one last outing. And I don't think it's going to work. And I think at worst, it's going to be damaging to him. But I mean, if as long as you can keep your own head canon and just uh, say the movie just had the Indiana Jones franchise just had 3 movies, and all right, then that's fine. And that's kind of how I've always saw it. I mean, because to me, Crystal Skull was just bad fan fiction, but I don't even call this fan fiction. This is just built by committee fiction, at least, or that's what it seems like to me. That's just my opinion, though. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to like and share the video and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. Thank you.